Hey everybody, it's your favorite friend and fiend, Kenneth Ramon, back again in the Cruiser Bruiser. Back with you this time with another awesome, tacular movie review. Just got out of seeing Cruella. It's the new 2021 origin story of Cruella de Vil from a little movie called 101 Dalmatians. Now, this movie really isn't about 101 Dalmatians itself. This is a movie totally based on the character Cruella de Vil and how she came to be. And you guys, this is one of my most anticipated movies of this year. So just so happy to finally get to see it and can't wait to share my thoughts on it with you guys. So here we go. Alrighty guys, well this is the latest live action adaptation to a Disney movie. We've been seeing this all along with movies like Aladdin and The Lion King, but in my personal opinion, I will say I think that this is like the best one yet, visually speaking and story-wise, and I feel like you don't even have to be a fan of the Disney movie, the original 101 Dalmatians, to really enjoy this movie. It stars Emma Stone as a character named Estella, who eventually transitions into the villain as we know her, Cruella de Vil. So throughout this movie, you kind of get a sense of Estella's passion for fashion designing, and you could see this in her sketchbooks and her drawings, but she's also got like this bad girl streak to her, and this kind of derives from a traumatic experience that she encounters early on in her life as a little girl. You get that in the first 15 minutes of this movie, and it kind of has like an impact on her rebelling in her job, and also her like stealing and all these like bad tendencies that she displays throughout this film. And without giving too much away, without going into spoiler territory, this experience really leads her down this troubled path. And initially she takes the blame for everything that's happened, and she becomes this kleptomaniac and living this life of danger, you know, the thug life, you know, so to speak, but like a watered down thug life because this is a Disney movie. Now I will say, you guys, I really did enjoy this movie's premise, and it takes a few turns as well, twists and turns, but I really did like the setting as well. It takes place during that 70s punk rock revolution, as they say, but I want to say that I was a little bit disappointed. As much as I love the soundtrack, I was a little bit disappointed that we didn't hear from like artists like The Clash and the Sex Pistols, because that was really deep in that 70s punk rock scene. But instead, the soundtrack is very blues driven. You get artists like the Rolling Stones, The Doors, Aerosmith. I want to say like the most punkiest song that's in the soundtrack is Stone Cold Crazy by Queen, because some people consider that like a song that influenced punk music. But other than that, it really takes a while for like the punk aspect to really kick in. I will say, like, in the second half, it is kind of rewarding. We do get a little bit of like a punk rock reference. But since this movie is set in 70s London punk rock movement, it is a little confusing because they use a song that's from the New York scene. So, you know, as a music buff, I kind of made note of that. It's not really historically accurate. But other than that, though, I really did enjoy the songs that they did use, and I feel like it complemented the scenes very well. And despite, you know, not being punk, that's not punk, bro, I still dug it, and if they make like a soundtrack, I will pick it up because I do enjoy the tunes that are on it, even though it's primarily blues rock with a little bit of funk thrown in there. And now going back to the actual movie itself, another flaw that I saw was Estella's quick transition into Cruella de Vil, and it's so quick that it's hardly believable at first. Don't get me wrong, Emma Stone absolutely nails the part, but I just feel like the movie just jumps right into it as if nothing had happened, and I would have liked a little bit more background to why the character gains this Cruella persona in the first place. And that's what it is, you guys. It's a persona. It's not like that she's actually Cruella. She just takes on this persona because she's upset, pretty much. I don't want to give why she's upset about away, but I just would have liked, I would have preferred to have a little bit more of like a dramatic scene, you know. I mean, don't go like full-blown Joker, you know. You're gonna see a lot of comparisons to Joker, but I know that this is a Disney movie, so because this is a Disney movie, I felt like they held back a little bit of showing like too much of a dramatic scene. But I'm just saying, like, would have been great to have something in between to kind of get some like context of like why she gains this Cruella persona in the first place. So with this kind of movie, you kind of just accept what it is, you know. Cruella de Vil is a Disney character, but at the end of the day, I feel like this movie could have benefited from that R rating, you know, just a little bit of R rating flair in there. But anyways, you guys, I will say that I did enjoy the twist, and for so long in this movie, like, the audience has so many questions running through their mind, like, this just doesn't make sense, like, well, this doesn't add up, like, why is this character this way, and why is Cruella, Estella, why is she this way? She's supposed to be more like this character. And then later on in the movie, in like the third act, it all comes together and it really does make sense, and I did enjoy the twist. But I do feel like, since this is Disney, I feel like the movie was purposely explaining too much on why the twist came to be, because they know that children will be watching. So I felt like it was a little bit unnecessary, kind of explaining a little bit too much about the twist. But I do understand why they did that. Now, going back to another example of why I feel this movie could have benefited from that R rating, there's a moment in the movie where Estella finds herself in a predicament at work, and she's all tied up, and we as adults, you guys, I just refer to myself as an adult. I'm getting old, okay? But anyways, we as adults, we know in the back of our minds exactly how she feels and exactly what she wants to say. But she can't say it because this is a Disney movie. So instead, she says, "Oh, farts." So it's just moments like that, you guys, where I'm just like, man, this movie could have been a whole lot better if it was just R-rated, okay? So this movie is like 2 hours and 15 minutes long, and I know a lot of people will refrain from watching it just because of that. But let me tell you guys, I was engaged the whole way through. There was times where I had to go to the bathroom. I'm like, oh, better hold it. Something awesome is going to happen right now. And Emma Stone is just such an awesome actor, such a badass. You know, like, I know Disney or no Disney, she just totally nails it. I would have preferred like an R-rated Cruella. You know, maybe we'll get something like that in the future. You know, I would have liked to see that, where she kind of takes on like that character that she portrayed in Zombieland, but she's like Cruella. That would have been awesome. But you know, there's only so much you could do with a Disney movie, right? All in all, you guys, I will say I really did enjoy this movie. It has its flaws, but I feel like the actors did a phenomenal job in bringing these characters to life. And I also dug the soundtrack. Okay, even if it's blues rock, I really did enjoy it. I saw myself tapping my foot quite a bit in the movie theater. So, you guys, the flaws in this movie aren't too major for me to give it a B. So, I'm a little bit, I don't know. I'm a little bit indecisive of how I want to rate this movie. Let me just take a moment to think about it. Hey guys, while I take a moment to make a very, very important life decision, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you see, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Thank you so much, you guys. Alrighty guys, well, while I was thinking about it, I want to say that transition into Cruella is just very weird, very awkward for the audience, because it's just like, huh? Well, now she's like a totally different character, and like, where did this character come from? You know, so there's that little plot hole in there where I can't give this movie like a solid A just because of that. But nonetheless, Emma Stone just absolutely nails it as Cruella. Like, she's very believable, but I just feel like whoever was in charge of like adding that little element right there, whoever was making the story come together, they could have just added like a dramatic scene in there to help kind of like bring that tension into like why Estella becomes Cruella. So that's like my major flaw with this movie. Most of this movie is pretty dang cool. I'm just gonna give this movie an A-, but still a crisscross awesome sauce rating, and I highly recommend that you guys check it out. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on the new Cruella movie. Did you see Cruella? Did you enjoy it? Did you absolutely hate it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching my video. Kenneth Ramon, signing off.